sure that you tune in to List Wits. You're watching List Wits. If you're blaming in right way, just make sure that you tune in to List Wits.
Hello, Gunner. What's good? How are you doing? What kind of mischief are you up to?
You're watching List Wits. If you're blaming in right way, just make sure that you tune in to List Wits. You're watching List Wits. If you're blaming in right way, just make sure that you tune in to List Wits.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. How is everybody doing out there today? Around here, it's like my back is killing me. My back is murdering me. I threw it out last Friday, or kind of threw it out, and it's still not feeling great. I am still suffering a little bit of agony. So, as you guys can notice, no guest host tonight. It is just yours truly, the bearded one, the host of the original Game Show Network, live coming to you from Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Streamlit, Stream Something, D-Live, and all them other shows. How is everyone doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic wrap up to your week. I know officially the week doesn't wrap up till tomorrow, but we're not going on tomorrow. So we wrap up our week on Thursdays, and then we start all over on Saturdays. What's good, Gunner? You're the only one I see that said anything tonight. That's all right. You guys want to lurk? You are more than welcome to lurk, but I'm going to warn you. You lurk, you can't play. You don't play, you can't win some of these prizes, such as what we have right here. So those are our smalls tonight. We have the "and" comics. Basically, I found 3 comics that basically had the "and" in the title, and I put them together. So we got Queen and Country, Warlock, and The Adventures of Pip, I think. Then we have the Sue Sedan, or the Tom Turbo, I can never remember which, and the Martin Brodeur figure. And we got the 2 large prizes sitting right there behind the curtains, just waiting to be won by somebody. So what kind of mischief you been up to, Gunner? How have you been? How is Flutter? There we go. That's what I needed. Hello, Miss Flutter. We were just mentioning you. You don't want to know what Gunner said. Gunner was like saying very, very, very adult-oriented things. You got to tell that boy to behave himself. That's what you gotta do. You gotta tell him to behave himself. Ah, dang it. So she heard everything you said. See, now you get it twice over. Chuck, you are not on yet. Good news for you, my friend, is the whammies are now working. So I was able to edit your whammies. You are now at your full count that you have earned thus far. And hopefully somebody will win a few more of those tonight. We will have to sit back, wait, and see. So it was like a very, very quiet day at the office. Hello, Allie. What is good? It was a very, very quiet day at the office. So I put together another list off to the side. It hasn't come up yet. It's in the random file collection. I actually love that list. You're in the kennel with the phone. Does she at least give you food and water? That's the other question. Is there food and water involved? If there's food and water, you're all right. If not, then Flutter, you got to at least feed the poor boy. You got to at least feed the poor boy on occasion. But it was massively hot here. It got up to 101 heat index again. It is one of those that's just, you got to, ooh. Well, that'll sharpen the teeth. Then you can chew through the wire cables, as long as you didn't electrocute them. I remember you saying something on Nerdy's thing, and it's like, you're making me jealous. You're making me jealous. Hello, Spock. Not fully awake. You're never fully awake. Admit to it. You play half asleep every time just because you're like, I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching wrestling or watching this or watching that, and then it just catches up with you. I know you, Spock. I got you figured out now. He stays up till 2 o'clock either watching me till 9 and then SCW from 9 till whatever. All right, bear with me, guys, because I am trying to reorganize a couple of windows real quick. All right, I think I got everything good. One of your all-time favorite ones. So, I thought your all-time favorite one was the Scottish Highlander one. See, now here's the thing, though. Now you got to start doing the environment, and not just the building. You got to build the grass. You got to go build a little pond, which isn't that hard to do, actually. You got to build like a couple of mountains in there, tunnels. Now you got to like dress it up. You got the 4 lanes, the 4 tracks. Now you got to start working on the nuances. That's what you should be doing next. That's what I'm just saying. Pets woke me up at 6 a.m. Well, good pets. Yeah, that was it. The Flying Scotsman. The Flying Scotsman. I thought that was your favorite. Because that's the one that goes on the outside track, right? And that's the one you already have. Or at least I thought you had. Or maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Which with this brain and everything that goes through it during the day, I confuse a lot of stuff, just to let you guys know. I always confuse a lot of stuff. So, like I said, the D-Live stuff is coming along. I think they fixed one of my edit functions, so I'm able to manually adjust the points where I need to. So, Chuck, you got your whammies back from Thursday, the one that I owed you. So that means I can actually throw away this piece of paper now. I can throw away this piece of paper. And I got nowhere to throw it, so I'm just going to throw it in the old Coca-Cola box. And I missed the Coca-Cola box. I gotta clean out my studio some more because it's like I found some more boxes, so a lot of stuff is getting packaged up after the show tonight. Um, Chicken wire is good, but I'm gonna give you a suggestion. Okay, all you really need to get, and this is just to let you know, is the risers, the ones they put the tracks on so they go up. Get you the risers and then the plaster of Paris paper. That's all I did for my fishing lake, and I thought it looked great. Chicken wire is good. The only problem I have with chicken wire is it takes up a lot of space. It really, really does. It takes up a lot of space. Um, I want to say all I used for mine was I bought the one riser, like the I think it's the inch high, and it drops down to like the really teeny tiny thin riser, and I just chopped it up in pieces. And then I just basically took newspaper, stuffed the newspaper up against it, and then you get the little plaster. It comes in a bag, and all it is you dip it in the water, and then after you pull it out of the water, you just basically toss it on whatever you want it on. And it looks natural. If you just threw it up there and it like folded over on itself, it still looks natural. It really does. To me, chicken wire is if you are trying to build a very specific setup. If you want it to look a very specific way, then you get the chicken wire and do that. Or if you're doing tunnels, chicken wire is good for holding the tunnels up and over. Um, but yeah, it's just literally wad up newspaper, and you just lay the plaster of Paris paper over it, and it looks amazing, just that simple. And you never know what you're going to get. Now, if you're looking, like I said, if you're looking to build something in a specific layout, then you use the chicken wire and you form it however you want to form it. Because once that stuff dries, once that plaster dries, that paper ain't moving. That paper ain't moving. Like I said, it's on my table. And I know you've seen it with the little lake. I can't undo it because it's like literally attached to the fabric. So that's the one catch. Once you lay it down, that's where it stays. So the chicken wire is good if you want to use it and then move it. But if you just want something that looks naturally organic, that's all you need. Piles of newspaper. I know, it's basically, I've got one model train shop around me. That's it. Everything else I would have to get online. And I don't pay what these online shops want because they're too ridiculous. I think the last thing I bought online, I actually bought from Germany. And it's a nice gas silo. And it looks good. It was just expensive to get it over there. Hello, Pizza. How are you doing, my friend? What kind of mischief are you up to tonight? The Batman Metals. I have never read the Batman Metals series, and I've never read the Laughing Batman. And I was just talking to somebody today about comics because we were talking about the Crime Syndicate. It was one of my all-time favorite storylines. Let's see. So your nearest one is Edinburgh, which is how far? How far in drive time? And then we'll do a quick comparison. How far is it in drive time to your nearest one? Now the funny thing is, I think it would be it's cheaper for you to buy international stuff because again, all the good model train stuff is like German, at least in my opinion, are the German sets. I've got one over somewhere that's not opened. I just don't know where it is. About an hour by car or train. So we're close. Mine's about 40 minutes away. Mine's about 40 minutes, depending on traffic. And it's the only one I can go to just buy off the shelves. Or I should say to buy anything good off the shelves. I can go to Walmart, I can go to Target, I can go to rinky dink shops and find stuff. But I couldn't find anything good. That I would not be able to do. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. With that, don't tell me you're moving, because that means I got to go change your address in my file. If you're moving, that means I got to change another address. Because I got to send you your stuff. You're on my to send stuff to.
Let's all play What's My Line?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time for tonight's list. And tonight's list is a little bit heavenly. Spock finally like removed himself from the one indentation on the couch and moved to the other. Now the question is, Gunner, is it an HO scale train or is it one of the larger ones? If it is 50 years old, I'm thinking it's one of the larger ones. That's what I'm thinking. I haven't started the timer yet, Gunner. Give it a second. I'm waiting for a couple of minutes. No guesses till the timer officially starts. Because I haven't even looked at the list yet. Okay, so it's like the O scale ones. Now, if it's the O scale, that's the ones that are good for like running around the ceiling. If it is, I said Gunner, not Spock. Spock. If it's the G scale ones, and those are the really big ones, those are the ones that are good for outside because those things can last through anything. Because I know I remember there was one guy, he literally ran, and I want to say it was a G scale. He literally ran it like all the way around his yard, and he ran it under his water fountain or under his waterfall he had, and through the waterfall, and it didn't rust. It was amazing. See, I'm not an N scale guy. I get why people like N scale because, and ladies and gentlemen, it is now 7 o'clock, which means the list starts now. I am not an N scale guy because, again, I like being able to have something I can hold. I'm always worried I'm going to break something that's N scale. Yeah, I have seen a T scale. It's like why would you want a T scale? I honestly don't know why you would want a T scale at all. Because it's one of those things where where you can't see great detail. I get you can put a lot of stuff in a very, very tall space, but I cannot do T scale. I could not do T scale. I can't do N scale. To me, it's HO. O scale. O scales are all right. And then, what is the one? And I know it's an English scale. What's OOO? I can't remember what OOO is. I want to say triple O is the Americans' HO. That's what I think, but I'm not sure. Because I almost bought some in an auction, and right as I'm going to buy it, because it looked like it was the same size, I realized it was UK, and it's like, oh crap, I can't remember if these convert or not. I cannot remember if they convert or not. So it was a case of... Okay, so it's OO is our HO. And then triple O would be our O scale, right? No plural spot. These are all singles. And then what is your guys' G scale? Yeah, because like I said, I know it's like slight difference. Hey, Trans, what's good? I know there's like a very, very, very slight difference between the two. Okay, so G's are the same. All right, so yeah, G's are basically garden scale. And then there's and that's mostly Lionel, at least over here. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking hobbies. We're mostly talking trains at the moment. But if you guys want to talk about different hobbies, feel free to do so. No plurals, Gunner. Just remember that. Everything is in singular. Every angel on the list is a singular. So if you had said Charlie's Angel, that I would count. Or Hell's Angel, that I would count. Da, da, da. Trans getting from one of my all-time favorite movies, It's a Wonderful Life. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Yeah, like I said, I got a huge box that I put up, but I've got 3 things that I can't actually put up because they're like physically attached. To the tables. And again, one of them is my fishing hole, which I am really proud of. And my fishing hole one I was really proud of when I built it. Then I had built a it was like a quarry, and I used fish tank rocks, and I thought it looked really good. And I had managed to do the concrete grading, the road grading, And the problem was when I put the road grading down, or the grading down, I put it in a spot where I couldn't put a road to it. So it's like I literally got it like the what do they call them? The crossways was by itself where I can't do anything with it. And I got so mad at myself when I did it because it looked great. But I did not want to reshuffle all my tables at the time. And then I took it apart. And then I took it apart and it was just like, eh. And I have never put it back together. Alright, so I gotta take every time a bell rings off the list. So that's the only angel phrase you guys have come up with so far. Wow. Make a UFO hover above it to collect it. No, I got enough stuff in the basement. I've still got like my Doctor Who poster I can't hang because I have nowhere to hang it right now. All right, you've said many angel things, but you haven't said any of the list angel things. Angle and demons. It's actually angels and demons. So, like I said, that's one of my many hobbies I've had. What about you guys? So I'm curious to know because I know Allie's big into railroads. I'm big into railroads. What else are you guys into? Because we never really talked about it before. Now, watching streams is a very nice hobby to have, and I love the fact you guys hang around to watch. But I'm just curious, like, what's on y'all's collection list, or what do you guys build? What do you guys do? And let me explain how bad my hobbies were. And it's not because I'm OCD, because I'm not. I used to collect hockey pucks. But I only collected ECHL hockey pucks. So if I can ever find any more ECHL hockey pucks, I will collect them. I collect stamps. I got a whole room back there with nothing but stamp folders. I collected baseball cards. I at one point collected Magic cards. At one point I collected I collect trivia games. That's my big collection now, lately. I'm trying to think. What else? I used to do Palladium. See, I could never get into Lego. I did when I was a kid, but I always got what were known as bricks blocks. They were basically the same thing. Parts for building a mobile dock to play PlayStation Mini without needing a wall plug-in. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how you would do that. And then I was into, and I still sort of am into ROMs and old school video games. But that's like dropped way down on my list. Then there were Pops, of course. And then there were the chess pieces. Okay, USB power source. It's not gonna let you do a link spot. You gotta remember that. It's not gonna let you do a link. I have links off because of the Mixer crowd when they like kind of abuse that privilege. Um, then I head to my role playing games, and the Angel of the North actually made it on there. Snow Angel, Unwinged Angel. That would be X-Men's Angel, right? Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of curious. Like, what are your guys' hobbies? Like, I know Flutter and Gunner, it's a little bit of pool. I know that. Every time they would do an Instagram video, it was always around the pool table. Always. And then I got my bowling. And then if I ever could get back into disc golf, I do disc golf. Oh, I gotta fix that command. See, I know a lot of people that were retro game collectors. Give me a minute. I gotta fix this command. Or this timer. I wonder if I can fix it when it's... Oh, I can't fix it. Ah, that's one I can't fix. That's one I cannot fix. Hark the herald angels sing. Too bad that's plural. La 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 la. um, see, I could never. I wanted to do the retro gaming collections, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't bring myself to do comics. I did for a very, very short while, but I only ever really wanted like first issue of X, Y, and Z. I didn't want like Nerdy with his box of Spider-Mans. I couldn't see myself doing that. I really couldn't. So it's like I have a #1 Spawn. I have a #1 Silver Sable and a #1 something else. And I can't remember what it is now. #1 Smoo or Gruck. Hello, Blind Pirate. How are you doing? How are things up in the Great North? And I go back and look, and it was just kind of like I cannot see myself spending $3 to $4 on a comic book repeatedly, or even $2 to $3 on a comic book repeatedly. Now, if I had a chance to go back and buy some older comics, like out of the 25-cent bin, yeah, I could definitely do that. But more often than not, every time I've done that, they're like, they're cool for a while, and then I'll put them in the price pile. Like I said, I got a stack of comics I still have to sort through for you guys for the price pile. I still got a ton of Happy Meals items I still got to sort through for the prize pile. I still got a ton of Hot Wheels cars that I still have to sort through for the prize pile. Ba-ba-bum. Well, send some of that cold this way. Because it was way too freaking warm today. It was just way too freaking warm. That's why I actually have down here beside me my box of beer. And I'm going to have another IPA. I'm going to have another IPA tonight. And I found my bottle opener, so I'm a very happy person now. Oh, I made that one pour too fast. Dang it! That stinks. You might have gotten this spot, but it didn't make the list tonight. And surprisingly, I think I've only added 2 of your guys' guesses. I have yet to find it. I would probably have to like order it special to get it. Will rum chata do for you, Captain Blind Pirate? Because all I got is rum chata and vodka. That's all I got sitting in the alcohol collection. That and the beer. And I really need to put the beer in the fridge. Just so I can like cool it down a little bit. You guys letting Trans run away with this list so far tonight. It's 4 for Trans, 1 for Allie, and 5 to go. Alright, so I'm going to take Heart of an Angel off. I took Angel Eyes off, and Angel of the North is off. So far, and like I said, there's only like 41 now. No, I have that World Market will not sell it. World Market still won't sell it. I actually asked, I happened to be down there a couple of months ago. And I asked them if they were going to do it yet. And it's like, no, can't do it yet. It's still illegal. Still too sugary. I'm like, this is America. There's no such thing as too sugary in America. I'm borrowing a Red Shed thing. It was like, America, Iron Brew, do it. Nope. So it still sucks. It really does. I do have to go check this one British food store, though, that I keep forgetting that I need to go check. And if I'm lucky, they might. Yoda took all your rum tonight. Why Yoda take all... Yoda! Share the rums. Now we know what Yoda collects. She collects rum bottles. Yep, Angela loves ball pits. Oh, that reminds me of something today. Now, I'm going to sound like a really rotten person when I say this. Okay? So, for those of you that stream on Twitch, you guys will have to forgive me. Or for those of you that stream, you'll have to forgive me. When you get on Twitter and basically say, I don't know if I feel like streaming anymore. I don't want to stream anymore. I don't think this is for me anymore. I know what you're doing. 99 times out of 100, you're looking for some sort of positive feedback that says, oh, don't stop, we still love you, yada, 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 yada. I get there are people that need positive reinforcement over and over and over and over. There are people that, and I don't want to say it's a mental issue because I don't think it is, that just basically need confirmation repeatedly. We're still on the list, Captain. We are still on the list, and then tonight we're going to try to do jackpot. We're going to try to do jackpot tonight. If you want to stop streaming or take a break from streaming, don't do this woe is me, I don't know if this is for me anymore. Because, like I said, 99 times out of 100, you're going to get people that just basically say, or well, let me rephrase that, 99. You'll get 95 people out of 100 that say, do what's right for you. Take a break, whatever. You know that's what they're going to tell you. Then you're going to get those 4 people that just say, don't go, I need you. Then you're going to get that one person that just says, who cares? Or get lost. That one troll. Yeah, it takes a toll. I will admit it takes a toll physically and mentally. Okay? And I have had moments where it's just like, I'm done. I'm going to step away, and I don't do it. But I never get on social media and say, I need some reinforcement to say I can still do this. That's my bad Bill Clinton, just so you guys know. It's literally, if I'm considering quitting, I'm going to say, I'm thinking about quitting. Let me think about it, so I'm taking a break. I don't need to do it with I don't need the woe is me attitude. Now, like I said, I know a lot of people are going to say I'm being heartless and then I'm being unfeeling. But like I said, I've been doing this for 4 years like some of these people. And if I need to take a break, it's, I'm taking a break, guys. No, should I take a break? Or it's, do you guys really like me to keep going? It's, I'm burned out. I'm going to take a break for a week or two, maybe a month, and then I'll be back. Like the stream, but I don't have enough time to stream in game. Stream the games, Allie. Speaking of which, Sniper Elite 4, I love it. Just so you guys know, it was one of the PlayStation Sony ones I got, and I've been holding off on playing it. Oh my god, that one is a blast. Just so you guys know, because I love stealth games, and I am very bad at stealth games, but I love that game. So it's, and like I said, there are some great Twitch streamers, people that stream on Twitch that I follow on Twitter. And it just ticks me off when they do this for a sympathy moment. And that's what it feels like they're doing. If you need to take a break, just say, I'm burnt out. I'm taking a break for a minute or for whatever. Um, some of you guys were here when I was in that really, really bad slump where I just didn't want to do a show. I didn't want to do it. I did it for some dumb reason. But not once did I ask anybody that watched the stream, should I keep going? I really need some positive reinforcement here, guys. And like I said, I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people when I say it that way. And I'm not going to mention any names because I will be honest, people I'm referring to are people that I follow that I will say most of you guys don't. And it's, like I said, it was just one of those things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way today. Now, there are other things on streams that rub me the wrong way. But that one just got to me today. And I'll give you an example of a good one that still gets to me. Okay? And this goes back to the mental health thing. This is one of those where I know people that stream because it's good for their psyche. It's good for their mental health to just talk to people. But don't take advice, medical advice, from a crowd in a stream. And I know that sounds weird to say, but it was scaring me. There was a stream that was like, they were down in the dumps, and they're asking for advice, official advice, medical advice from stream watchers. Anybody else see something wrong with that picture? That's like if I'm in a stream and you're doing a stream about a car engine and asking me where do you put the parts. Don't expect the car to run when we're done. But yeah, like I said, it's just something I have seen over the past couple of months where it's literally people are talking about how they're having mental health issues and they're asking stream fans or stream watchers for help. Like I said, guys, somebody do an automobile stream and ask me for help to put the parts together. That's going to turn out real well. That's what medical people are for. And if you talk to a doctor and he says, talk with the people on the stream, help them lift you up, great. But when you go straight to your viewers to ask for medical assistance, well, that's what I'm saying, Allie. If you knew somebody was in the chat was a mechanic, and let's just say, if I was doing a thing to put together a motorcycle, if V-Twin was in the chat, I'd ask V-Twin questions, because I know he knows motorcycles. I know he does. No. No, I'm not talking about you, Gunner. Like I said, I'm not talking about anybody on the channel. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. This is just a very, very scary trend that I have been seeing on Twitch. And it worries me. It's literally you guys are people are depending on somebody on the internet that they may or may not have met, more so than people that are paid to give you advice like that. And so I'm going to go a little personal on this one. Bubbles will admit she's bipolar. So if she asks me what she thinks she should do about something when it comes to her bipolar moods, it's, I don't know. I can't answer that question. Let's have you go to your doctor and see what they say. And like I said, it just scares me. I won't say it's an idiocracy level, but it gets to there was a movie where nobody communicated other than online. No, Mixer is, there is room in the streaming universe for multiple platforms, Allie. I'm an example of that. I stream to Mixer, I stream to Twitch, I stream to DLive, I stream to YouTube, Smashcast, Periscope, Vaughn, Ustream officially, even though it's read-only. Vaughn and Instagib is read-only. I didn't know Vaughn and Instagib were read-only, though. Darn it. That's one I did not know. Shoot. Now, I will give Mixer credit. Ever since they got Ninja, they have been stepping up their game. They are seriously stepping up their game in terms of what they can supply. Here's the problem with what Mixer has right now. And this is my opinion. I drop in on Mixer on occasion. I don't visit Mixer a lot. Mixer is basically, they're in troll stage. Mixer basically right now, and like I said, they're doing a good job of trying to clamp down on it. Mixer is very troll infested. All right, Blind Pirate, have yourself a good one. Give Yoda my best. Tell her to send me your rum and your pieces of silver. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Justin TV became Twitch, it went from a play motion type video archive system to a interactive streaming service. Justin TV rather. Justin TV used to be very good for watching television shows. It used to be really good at that. You could get on when it was Justin TV, and you could watch, people would basically stream entire TV series. Well, when Twitch got them, they said, we're going to change it from TV series to gaming streams and everything else. Back in the day when it was Justin, there weren't that many gaming streams on there. There were a few. And when they went to Twitch and went with Amazon and all that, they got smart and they said, there's a market for this. Now, I'll give you an example. Vaughn.live is what Justin TV used to be. The problem is, Vaughn.live is struggling. They're struggling like Justin TV was. Vaughn Live has two things that go for it. They have what they call their breakers, which is basically a group of streamers that open up card packs, whether it's sports cards, magic cards, Pokemon cards, or whatever. And it's a lot of fun. To watch and listen to. They have their radio DJ channels. And they got a lot of radio channels. And I mean a lot of them. But then everybody else streams a show or a series of TV shows that they're allowed to stream because it's public copyright, I guess. So you could get on Vaughn and you could watch all 10 seasons of Star Trek, or ever how many seasons there were, Star Trek The Next Generation. Then you'd start watching all of Deep Space Nine. Then you'd go back and it would go back to the original series. And then maybe Enterprise. And then it would start over. Vaughn is brilliant for that. They are what Justin TV and Play Nation, or Daily Motion, I keep saying Play Nation, Daily Motion used to be. Now, there are the occasional streamers like myself that use them. And for those of you that are watching from Vaughn, welcome to the show. Don't think there are many, though, if any. There's a niche for everybody. So when a streamer leaves Twitch and goes to Mixer, great. Okay, that person left. Somebody else steps up. Now, where Twitch is getting in trouble is they had the trouble with Dr. Disrespect twice. Then they've had the trouble with Amaranth lately. And there was one other one that's a big namer one that I can't think of right now off the top of my head that did something really stupid on air. And everybody knows they did it, and they got a slap on the wrist, and everybody's like, all right, Twitch is doing double standards. And it did not go over well. Whereas I don't see somebody like Kit Boga, who is was one of my favorite Twitch streamers when he's harassing scammers. I don't see him leaving. So there's a chance for Kit to say, I'm moving up in the world. Now, he will never take anybody that just wants to watch somebody playing Fortnite or somebody that wants to watch the personality of Ninja. It's just like when D-Live got PewDiePie. I give D-Live a lot of credit. They spent money. They brought in a big name. They got lots of viewers for it. And they've been building. Now, D-Live does some stuff I don't agree with. And I've even told a couple of people what I don't agree with on D-Live. But there is a community still there. Now, sometimes I will say it's hard to break into that community. God knows I've been trying at times. But they're doing it. They know they're building slow. They're building slow. They know they're building a little slower. And they can do that because of the way they're set up. Now, you can argue blockchain, is it a scam or is it whatever it is? I'd say no. But like I said, that's just my opinion. It's sort of like when you buy bits and cheers on Twitch. Are you really buying anything? No. When you buy Lino on D-Live, are you really buying anything? No. When you buy Sparks on Mixer, are you really buying anything? No, not really. But that's where I say Mixer is probably a little smarter than the others. Because you can do more with their Sparks. The streamer I watch crash So there's about 4 or 5 people that monitor Twitch at all times. Well, they have they have their leadership people, yes. They have people that have to watch everything, or at least check everything that's reported. You just miss your Z's, Spock. Admit it. You just miss your Z's. Like I said, so that's where, again, Mixer I think is smart. They make it so that it's easier to get Sparks, and Sparks get you stuff as users. Whereas Twitch and DLive and YouTube, you guys spend a little more money to do it. Now, like I said, and I'll give you an example. One thing I have never agreed with DLive on, actually there are 3 things I don't agree with DLive on, but one of them is a big one, and that's the hosting ability. They will only allow you to host channels if you're an affiliate. That is DLive's biggest mistake. You want to build the community? Allow me on DLive to take whoever's viewing with us on DLive and go jump on another channel. And we'll come in, we'll say hi, we'll talk about it. People don't host just to get their names out there. They host because they want to go see somebody. That's why I honestly don't host many people when we finish a stream on Twitch. Because A, it's going to be either a follower, or B, it's going to be somebody that caught my attention in the Twitch list. If I don't see those, I'm not hosting anybody after a stream. But we don't do it to say, let's go see so-and-so, let's go raid so-and-so, get our name, and then leave and look like idiots. Like I said, I still think that's the one thing DLive does wrong. Now, they've got other bonuses for their affiliates and their partners, and I don't even argue with DLive when they say you have to have certain numbers to reach and maintain. Twitch says you have to have certain numbers to reach and maintain. And I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I have no problem with that. I don't even try it because, again, they changed it at one point. But it used to be you had to stream on, to make an affiliate, you had to stream at least 14 days out of a month. I don't have 14 days in a month to spare. I get the 12 days that we do this game stream, and anything else is a bonus. Anything after that is a total bonus for you guys. Not for me, but for you guys. That's why you guys will only really ever see me game stream on Sundays. Ah, Spock says, I called it. Let's see if Spock called it right. Ah, no prize for Spock. Nice try, though, Spock. And like I said, everybody can fit a niche. It's not Twitch or Mixer. It's not Twitch or YouTube. It's not Mixer or DLive. It's not DLive or Vaughn. There's Twitch, stream to Twitch, stream to DLive, stream to YouTube. Do what you can, where you can. I will be honest, if I could do it, I would be streaming on Korean streaming services. And I probably could with Restream. I don't do it just because I'm not comfortable doing that yet. But it's not a one or the other thing. So Mixer is not taking viewers or streamers from Twitch. is basically there were people on Twitch that were unhappy with how things were going, and they're looking at Mixer as an alternative. That's how I look at it. Whereas, I'm not throwing away my Twitch audience just because I wanted to do D-Live more. And I will admit it, I really want to do D-Live more. I want more people to come in on D-Live. Not happening yet, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's like, there will be good days where we'll get 4 or 5 people in on D-Live, at least for a second or two. There are some very good D-Live streamers. And I can name 4 of them right off the top of my head. But if you don't ever visit it, you're never going to care. There are 4 or 5, actually there are more than 4 or 5 Twitch streamers. But if somebody's attached to D-Live or YouTube, they're not going to care. They're not going to jump over to Twitch. Like I said, I will be honest. I don't even know the Mixer community. I stream there. I've probably watched 1 stream on Mixer in my entire life. Just because they don't really have a chatting in real life creative category. I mean, they do, I think. And that's on me. So at some point, will I probably turn my attention to Mixer and go visit a few Mixer streamers and introduce myself in? Absolutely. Will it be a good thing for me? Don't know. Like I said, I've had more trolls out of Mixer than any other service. Except for the Playroom. And that's officially Ustream and Twitch and YouTube. So you could argue the trolls are actually from there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We had only gotten 5 of our angel items. We only got 5 of them. Wow, I thought we were going to get more than that. I really thought we were going to get more than 5. And right now it's looking like jackpot's not going to happen. As much as I want it to happen, it looks like it's not going to happen. So, with that, it is time to find out if Trance or Allie get a shot at the vault, get a shot at a 1-player game, or if they get to choose one of the small prizes on the board. And we are going to start with Trance, who said every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Oh, there are no angel wings for Trance on that one. Well, if there are no angel wings, then he must be a very, very evil angel. He must be an archangel. Ah, nothing for Trance there either. Alright. Trance, you're 0 for 2. Can we go 1 for 2? 1 for 2? That's all we need. 1 for 2. Trance is looking at me like, please, 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 please. I got puppy dog angel eyes. Oh, not there for Trance either. So we are down to Allie with Angel of the North and Trance with Heart of an Angel. So do I put Trance out of his misery, or do we milk Trance a little longer to see if we can get 1 out of 4? Now the funny thing is, Allie, I'm not surprised you got the Angel of the North. I really am not surprised. I've always wondered if there's an Angel of the South, though. Is there an Angel of the South statue? Oh, there is nothing behind Angel of the North. So that means it's down to Trance, who had 4 chances to walk away with something. Did Trance pull it off with the heart and forgiveness of an angel? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Trance survives 1 out of 4. Angel of the North is a statue in, correct me if I'm wrong, Allie, Cumberland, England. I think Cumberland, but it is a very, very large sculpture. I think it's got like a 63-foot wingspan. Okay, Newcastle. Why was I thinking Cumberland? I don't know. All right, Trance. So with that, you have your choice of Martin Brodeur, the Chevron car, or the And comics. And again, the And comics are basically 3 comics that all have the word And in the title. There's Warlock and the Amazing Pip. There are two comics of that, and Queen and Country. And the reason I remember that is because I've used Angel of the North on a full list. No, like I said, I was part of the changes spot because, again, I am not throwing away the Angel list. The Angel list will be back. So I don't want to give away some of the unrevealed ones. So, Trance, which of those 3 would you like? And while Trance is deciding that, I am going to go open up my intermission game. All right, the Chevron car is yours. Ta-da! And this is one of those. These were sold. This is actually the Sam Sedan one. There we go. It's actually the Sam Sedan. Another reminder of things that I can read easier. But you can read easier. So, Trance, congratulations. That is now yours. And I think I have one more of those in the prize pile somewhere. Alright, so let me make sure that I put it in the right pile. Because one of these piles I think is yours. And one is not turtles, but purples. That's purple stuff. Where did I put Trance's? I want to remember where did I put your stuff now, Trance. Bear with. Oh, I think this is the big box over here. Nope, that's 2 dots. Those are all red. This is why I gotta start boxing stuff up. I'm trying to remember what else I have for you, Trance. I know I got more stuff that's yours. And I don't think I've boxed any of it up yet. This is all vapes.
3 of these boxes will break the 6.
Alright, I have to start a new pile till I find
Is
yours.
it one of them? Or is it this one? Or this one? We'll
No, it is still
this game of hide and seek. 9 celebrities.
it is over in my pile, Allie.
Alice Goodwin,
Yours I actually have in a very dark corner.
Dick Sommier, Dan Murray,
because I actually was looking at the Uno cards. Thank you. That's what I was trying to find.
And Mark, your partner, all join us in playing Break the Bank. Now meet our host, Tom Kennedy.
Well, wait a minute. How come I got purples and yours all mixed together?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome to Break the Bank.
Oh boy, I got yours and purples all mixed together, I think. Crud. And I did not mean to mix them together, and I think I did. It is the Outlaw card. It is the Outlaw card. So I got to go through and figure out what all is trances and what all is purples. So I know the Uno cards. I know the Chevron card. Is there anything else you remember, Trance, that I owe you? And again, I'm going to definitely keep these separate so I don't mix them up. Bear with, I am trying to figure this out. Just those two? Okay, so that means everything else in this pile was purples. I thought you had won one die cast, but I guess not. Alright, I got them separate. I got them separate so I'll know where they're at. And like I said, after tonight's episode, I am going to box some stuff seriously up. I've been like holding off for way too long in boxing some things up. Plus, like I said, it doesn't help that my brain is kind of cooking in the heat. So let's fill the board up for the What's My Line game. And then we jump over to board number 3. And again, I have no clue which puzzle it pulled up. This is for you guys to figure out. I gave Spock his spin, Trance. He had a no prize. He ended up with no prize on the spin. That I did do. Because he almost got a one-player game to himself. It was like this close. Alright, so I don't think we're going to have enough people to do jackpot tonight. Which means I may be unprepared. Especially when I told everybody that's what I was aiming for. Oh, come on. We've done this one. Let's try that again. I saw black and white, and I'm like, we did that one. Yeah, it was a repeat on Mr. Head. Thank you very much for that. Fallen, how you doing today? And I'm going to say, since it was a repeat spot, hello, bros. What's a good word? So, Fallen, how is almost retirement? You're too young to retire. You're gonna be bored out of your skull. I'm just telling you, you're gonna be bored. Well, when it's a repeat, I'll give you a couple for catching the repeat spot. Like I said, I don't have as many of these as I want to get done. Gross. 4 years. 6:30 Central. For 4 years. It's like you should be able to set it by clockwork. If I'm not on at 6:30, it will be before 6:45. Yeah, his hobby is supposed to be sending me all the stuff he collects from the house. That's supposed to be his hobby. So I can give it away to other people. And keep some of it. Like I have room to keep much more right now. Yeah, we were actually talking about that. So, Fallen, what are you going to do since you are retiring? 6:30 Central. So, what are some of them? Come on, what are some? We were talking about this earlier. Like I said, I admitted I collect stuff like ridiculously bad: stamps, trains, magic cards, trivia games, hockey pucks, baseball cards, sports cards, um, pops, figures, chess pieces. So what hobby? Damn, it is getting warm down here because my hair is starting to get drenched. Yeah, well, we know he does poker. We know he does poker. Now, here's my other question. What hobbies have you started that you just kind of let fall by the wayside? That's my other question for you. What hobbies did you start that you either just got bored with and never did anything with it, or you thought this was really stupid? I'm just curious. Like I said, we're just kind of talking while the intermission's going. What kind of hobbies did you guys have that you just kind of like, yeah, I'm done with this? Or you started and it didn't catch on? Now, see, I could not get into collecting VHS movies. I couldn't do it. And I think that was my mother's fault. Because if something came on TV, she'd record it. And she had all these TV movie recordings. And it was just like, really? Now, see, board games I can get. Board games is because, like I said, I've narrowed my board game collection down to pretty much trivia games. Board games I can understand. Writing my life story. Page 1, I was born. Page 2, I went to school. Page 3, I started some fistfights in school. Page 4, I got thrown out of school. um, my mom and dad were probably more board game collectors than I was. I mean, it was fun to play, but if it wasn't trivia questions, I didn't really care. There's a Monopoly UK one only fools and horses. See, now, I know there's a ton of Monopoly type games. So I could see somebody saying, I'm going to collect one of every Monopoly game. That would be a very, very interesting collection. I could see that being a very, very good type of collection. Because then you've got something to hunt for. It's sort of like me in the Trivial Pursuit stuff. It's like if I see a Trivial Pursuit game and I don't have it, I'm grabbing it. That's how I ended up finally getting my hands on the Canadian edition of Trivial Pursuit. I finally found the All-American edition. I've still got an unopened Rolling Stones Trivial Pursuit one. Red sent me the Star Trek Trivial Pursuit stuff. I've yet to see a Lord of the Rings trivia. I know it exists because Cave House Gamers had actually played it on air. There's a Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit game that would be cool to own. Now, the funny thing is, it's like questions get dated, obviously, but you'd be surprised how many of those are still useful. Hint, hint, hint. I want to say there was 3 Star Wars ones. Now, I'll give you another example of somebody that collected board games, and that's Home Game Entertainment. They would go out, and yeah, I think it was in conjunction with it, but it actually covered the books, The Hobbit, and the movies. It actually covered all 3. Home Game Entertainment, for instance, they did a board game entertainment stream in which they showed that while you're playing, we were sitting there, we're playing Concentration, the British edition, on stream. So we're guessing at the rebus while they're trying to match the things, and in the background you can actually see on their shelf they've got Concentration Edition X, Y, like I think there's like 13 of them. 13, 12, 11, 10. They got all of them. I've got 3 Jeopardy trivia games in my collection. I think I've got 6, 8, and 12, I think. So if I find the others, I'm going to grab them. I don't think it has Tolkien's other stuff in it. Yes, it's actually, I have one, Allie. It's actually in the prize pile. So, but I can't get to it. But it's actually in the prize pile for you guys. Zane Grey books, if they are first editions, are worth a pretty penny. It's like I found out if you have a first edition Harry Potter, for instance, it's like $5,000 on eBay. Because one of my neighbors was a big Zane Grey fan. And he had a ton of first edition Zane Greys. This is like back when I was a kid and I lived on the coast. But yeah, so it's like I go out of my way to buy Trivial Pursuit sets. I go out of my way to buy anything trivia based. I've seen the Batmobile Adam West one. That's the Batmobile. That's the Adam West chess set, or are we talking about the Adam West board game? And ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed Alka-Seltzer. It was indeed Alka-Seltzer. And we have to give Spock more points. Damn it, Spock. Spread the wealth. The car where you can drive it. You mean the like the people that remade the '55 Lincoln, right? Well, like I said, that's why I love Eagle Moss. But I refuse to get caught up in their Star Wars or Star Trek ship collection because I would have gone broke. I would have gone broke. That's why I always say when you really find something you want to collect, and that's why when Allie mentioned the Monopoly thing for Fools and Horses, I'm like, dude, that would be a very cool collection. You go out and there are a lot of Monopoly editions. There, like colleges had their own Monopoly edition. It's still around, bros. It is actually still around. It is actually kept in Universal Studios, I think. think that's where it's kept. Well, see, that's where but you have to find your balance, Allie. And when I was younger, I didn't have a thing for a balance. Okay? No, it does travel. It does travel. They take the real one and they take it all over the place. So, for instance, if you had a hobby like, and again, we'll stick with the Monopoly one. So you start with Fools and Horses, then you get like the standard UK Monopoly version, then you get the standard US version, then you get like the one for Chicago, then you get the one for New York, then you get the one for Louisiana State University. But all the while, you kind of put those on the back burner because your big thing is the trains, obviously. Like I said, when I was a kid and I was younger, it was I want to collect this, 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 and this. So I never picked one thing to stick to. And the one thing that actually got me sticking to one object wasn't until I got into St. Louis and I started getting those Eagle Moss pieces. And I'm like, dude, I am not collecting anything else but the Eagle Moss pieces. Until I get to the point where I'm struggling to find them. So it's like the prize pile's pretty much everything. If we find something cool, we put it in the prize pile. I find an Eagle Moss piece I don't have, I'm grabbing it for me. But if I can't find any Eagle Moss pieces, then it's like, okay, what do I want instead? And like I said, to me right now, it's the trivia games, such as the TV, particularly television game shows. Trivial Pursuit, those are my big two. But if I find a trivia game, I'm going to grab it. Whereas if I find an Eagle Moss piece I don't have, I'm going to grab it. If I find an ECHL hockey puck, I'm going to grab it. Because those are things that is a narrow set of things that I can do. And then everything else just kind of falls in with it. Yeah, Fallen, I only got to watch it on Game Tracker, and Toondoff was in here on Tuesday, and we were joking about it. And it's like, I have never had so many heart attacks in 2 minutes of football. Now, see, Doctor Who is another one. If I find something Doctor Who, I've got to like it to collect it. There are a ton of Doctor Who things I really want, but I don't go out of my way to buy them. I have passed on 3 Mobiuses on card, which I really want. Yeah, but see, there's the problem again, Allie. Hot Wheels covers a huge expanse. All right? And Bros also does Hot Wheels. So do you go for a very specific set in the Hot Wheels and try to get that first? Or do you just do anything? I will starting next year, Allie. St. Louis gets an MLS team next year. Hey, I still got to worry about next week. Right, they put out like 30 new cars that don't include sets. But then they put out these sets of cars. And an example is the Spider-Man Homecoming set. There were 7 cars in the set. 8 counting the mystery car, or the extra car, I think. I had gone to Walmart one day, and I had seen a Spider-Man Hot Wheels display. So I'm going through the Hot Wheels set, and it's like I find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I know there's the car, the Homecoming car. It's the red car with the Spider-Man logo on it. And I'm like, I can't find it. So I don't buy the set. Till I happened to turn around and looked at another shelf, and there was the Hot Wheels Homecoming car. At that point, I'm like, I'm buying the whole set. I got a whole set of them here. I'm buying them. And another example was when I had gone to the flea market 2 weeks ago, and I picked up that box of Hot Wheels cars I told you guys about. There was another box there that, and then there turns out to be a Walmart exclusive in addition, and the secret car is still missing. No, there was no extra secret car. There were exactly 8 to the set. Hot Wheels put all of them on the cards, so you knew what you were getting. That's why I don't go out of my way anymore to collect pops. I really don't do that anymore, unless they're Doctor Who pops, or really, really classic cartoon ones that I loved, like the Hong Kong Phooey card, Blue Falcon and Dynamite. Because if I get one out of a set, then I'm like, well, I want this one out of the set, and this one out of the set, and this one out of the set. So unless I can buy a set of pops anymore, they're not on my to-do list anymore. Now, occasionally I'll see one I really want and say, yep, I'm getting that one. But an example would be, and I told you guys about this when I'd gone to the flea market. There was a guy, he was selling the 4 Wacky Wobblers for the Bullwinkle movie. And see, that's a good one. I like that one. Hello, Red. How you doing today? We're talking about our hobbies and stuff and what we collect. And at first, I just saw Rocky and Bullwinkle. And I knew there was a Natasha and Boris. And I'm like, I didn't see them in their pile of stuff. And then I happened to look in a little further, and there's Boris and Natasha. So I go to them, and I'm like, how much for all 4? And I think they said like $60 for all 4 of them. And I couldn't get them to come down on it. So I had to bypass it. If they didn't have all 4 of those, I probably wouldn't have done it. I would not have done it. No, we're talking about what your real hobbies, Red. What do you collect? How do you narrow down what you collect? This is a hobby talk stream for the most part. And while we're doing that, we are looking for hopefully 6 players. We're going to hope for 6. Otherwise, we're going to keep talking hobbies and stuff. So, bros, and I'm going to use you as the example. I know you're a huge Hot Wheels guy. I know that. You've told me that time and time again. Yeah, collections get limited by budget. But if you see that one item that fits into your collection, if it doesn't fit in exactly right, would you grab it? And we'll let's go. Like I said, we'll go with the Hot Wheels for the moment. All right, because I was talking about the Hot Wheels, and I told you guys I bought that box of Hot Wheels for you guys. Well, I could have bought another box of Hot Wheels that were what they were called the Sugar Sweet set. And basically what the Sugar Sweet set is I think there were 12 cars in the set, and they were all candy bars. And I could have gotten all 12 of them. It would have cost me the same amount, or almost the same amount as the box did. So I could have gotten 12 cars for $50 or 48 cars for $50. Yeah, well, it was prize buying, so it was the 48 for 50. So, bros, if you had the choice, okay, and let's say you see 6 of the cars that are in the 2000 first edition line, because there is a car set called the 2000 first editions, and you had your chance to buy, and I don't know how many are. Let's say there were 6 of them. You could buy the 6 in the set of the 2000 first editions, okay, or you could buy 12 random Hot Wheels cars that you don't have. Which would you do? You could buy the entire set of 6, or they're going to give you the choice and you can buy 12 random ones that don't have any of the first. They may have like one of the first editions in there. See, there you go. You buy the set. I think most of us as collectors, if there's something we want, we narrow it down. Now, like I said, there will always be exceptions. Like I said, with, for instance, stamps, I just buy, when I used to buy stamps left and right, I just go buy the random packs. Then I got to an age where it's like, I don't want just random packs. I want this set from this country, and that's all I'm going to pay attention to. And then this set from this country, that's all I'm paying attention to. But when you were younger, would it have mattered to you? That's the question. If you were younger, would it have mattered to you? I think when you're first starting, it's just, I want as many as I can get. Once you get older and you realize you're budgeting things, I think you narrow it down. And like I said, one of my big ones was role-playing games. I loved role-playing games. But the only role-playing game books I bought after a while were Palladium books. That's all I ever wanted, were Palladium books. Whereas if you were a D&D fan, you probably only bought D&D books. Or, for instance, Red in the Star Trek. Red's like, well, in that case, I'm just going to buy Star Trek figures. But if you had the choice again, and again, let's just go with, you could buy the full set that came with the full set of 6-inch figures for Wrath of Khan. Or you could go buy a couple of 12-inch figures. Which would you do, Red? Which would you do at that point? You've got a couple of 12-inch figures you don't have. Or you can get every 6-inch figure in Wrath of Khan's 6-inch line. Exactly. I think honestly, everybody goes for the sets. And like I said, whereas there are collectors that don't, and we all know one by the name of Nerdy, where he just buys whatever he wants to buy. I don't think I could do that anymore. Like I said, if I go in and I'm just buying stuff, that's for you guys. But when I'm looking for myself, I'm getting to that point where it's only if I don't have it, does it fit my narrow criteria, and can I afford it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for hopefully six interested parties for the jackpot game. So if you are interested, speak up, let me know. And we will put you in the game. So yeah, that's where I went back to the Pops thing. It's like I'm not grown out of Pops. It's like if there's a Pop I like, I'm going to get it. But if it was a choice of getting a Scooby-Doo Pop by himself, or I can get Yakko, Wacko, and Dot together, I'm getting Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. I just am. And like I said, the perfect example was those Wobblers. But of course, even if I bought the Wobblers, they were actually going to go in the prize pile. They were going to be a vault prize because there would have been 4 of them. All right, so we are looking for 6 interested participants for the game of Jackpot. And if you've never seen the game of Jackpot, it's a game of riddles. It's a great game of word puzzles. Wow, did the timer already go off? I didn't even notice. I'm going to have to, like, change the timer up a little bit, I think. It is Spock. And it's an odd number. I think that's an odd number. So it's Spock and 1 number off the vault. You gotta remember, I haven't changed the 3 to a 1. I need to do that. So Spock, you get to take 1 number off the vault. Now, like I said, the only exception to my specific rule is Doctor Who items would probably be Firefly items, and that's it. Allie, I thought about that once, and I looked up the numbers. Now, you got the OO scale going. To make an airport to scale, to go with the runway, your runway has to be 100 feet long. Or not 100 feet long, but 30 feet long. All right, the blue it is. And the third 7 comes off the board. Spock. But yeah, I actually looked that up because I wanted to do the same thing at one point because I had the rail track going from, like, across my house floor. And I'm like, how large does an airport have to be? And I looked it up. According to statistic, or according to measurements, my one main runway has to be 30 feet long. It was like, oh, there went that idea. All right, Spock says the combination of the vault is 1, 5, 8. 0. We lock in 1580. And we hear sad trombones yet again. Now, just one of these days, I'll get you guys a picture of my entire trivia game collection, which is like hard to do. It's hard to do in itself because I literally have games on my floor in my basement because I have nowhere to put them right now. I literally have nowhere to put them at the moment. I still got all my Eagle Moss pieces upstairs in a box because I have nowhere to put them, that the cat won't knock them over. I have seen that one. I have actually seen that Hamburg one. It is literally huge. It is huge. I think they run. I think it's got an airport. It's got a dock or a harbor and a train set. See, I could see it every version of Yahtzee. Now, Yahtzee, I would say is a little iffy because are there themed Yahtzees or is it just Yahtzee in a box? Yeah, it's like it looks gorgeous. And you remember all those mountains and stuff they showed on that one? That's what you got to do for yours now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because if you think about it, okay, the standard OO scale train engine is about 12 inches long, right? Or 10 inches long. To make an airplane to fit to that scale, it has to be 2.2 feet. I think it's 2.2 feet to make an airplane to that scale. You're gonna hire the no. See, that's not doing the hobby though. That's having somebody else do your hobby for you. There's a big difference. Because like I said, you could go out and you can buy pre-made model sets. There are dice and Yahtzee chip variations. See, I didn't know there were Yahtzee variations. I did not know there were themed Yahtzee games. Like I said, I did know Trivial Pursuit had themed games, which, like I said, that's mine. I knew Monopoly did. I have no interest in collecting Monopoly games. Whereas Nerdy will collect anything and everything. I'm to that point in my life where it's like, I want some complete sets of stuff. I want complete sets of stuff. That's why I'm still mad that I can't find my Eagle Moss checklist. Because like I said, I'm down to about 16 pieces. But I'm never going to find a Commissioner Gordon. I'm never going to find another Oracle. Those are like two of them that I am never going to find. And if I find them in the wild, I'm grabbing them. Because my plan originally was I'm going to finish off the Eagle Moss Marvel and DCs. And then I'm going to turn my attention to the Eagle Moss Doctor Who pieces. And then somewhere along the way, I saw all the Eagle Moss Batmobile cars. And it's like, oh crap. And then there's the Eagle Moss Star Trek ships. And it's like, double crap. And then it's sort of like, I gotta back off. And then there was the James Bond cars. And it's like, freaking son of a... So it would be honestly the only thing, the only thing I would probably step out on is the Doctor Who stuff. And this is just that. There are the instructions. Oop, I better be careful. I don't want to lose anything. This is actually a vault prize. That needs to go back in there. Bear with. How did that look, Allie? You didn't look up at the prize camera at all? You didn't even look a little bit at the prize camera once I got off the screen? That is a 2 foot by 4 foot, no. 2 foot by 3 foot model. I think it's 2 foot by 3 foot. It's an actual it's from the 1847 Havel model case. But it is an entire pre-printed airplane model. I picked that up at one of the auctions for $10. I have no idea what it's worth. I know it's complete. That's going out in the vault at some point. And knowing my luck, when I put that in the vault, Red will get it. There'll be another big box I got to send his way. I can see that coming. me see.
And the reward king size. How much?
Pictures something. Well, I can't really show it. Damn it. Because I don't have a way to show it on the stream. But you know those big balsa planes that people would make? That's basically what that is. It's just made out of latex. All the parts are like latex plastic. But yeah, going back to like collecting, for instance, those Monopoly games. I don't know if you guys know Lou Zaki. Okay? He was very big in the gaming world. He is basically the inventor of the multi-sided dice, the 20s, D20s, D10s, D4s, and so on and so forth. Well, when he vacuum form, Spock, it is vacuum form. It is a vacuum form latex plastic, Havel 1847 AT60, I think. Well, when he used to live down on the coast, he had a warehouse. And his warehouse was nothing but board games, role-playing games, and classic games. And I mean classic games as in games from like 1850s and 1860s. And when I was a kid, or when I was a teenager, or just out of teenage, and I had my car, and I had my job, every weekend I was down at his warehouse buying something to play. That was one of those examples of I was young and dumb, and I just bought what looked good. I don't have those games anymore. They are long gone. But you could he probably had like one of the first ever versions of Risk. And Fallen, if he was here, he could probably tell you what your game was that you said you had. But he got out of the gaming business. Very, very funny. Very funny. He got out of the gaming business. He literally just basically sold out his warehouse. I don't know what happened to everything that was in it. And I think he moved back to Memphis and turned his attention back to dice. He turned his entire attention back to dice. But he had a warehouse, and it was, like I said, it was called Zaki's. And it was right across from the Naval CB base. And it was the coolest place to visit if you were a kid in high school, or a kid in college, or a kid in junior college who wanted games. He was the man you went to see. He was the man you went to see. So yeah, so like I said, so where you have Nerdy, who just buys anything and everything that catches his eye, you have somebody like me, where if I just see something that catches my eye, it's going in the prize pile. But whereas if it is one of those limited fields, it's for me. So for instance, if I buy Hot Wheels cars, they will never really be for me because there are no sets of Hot Wheels cars that I really, really want. Like I said, the closest was the Sugar Sweets, and those were actually going to be prizes. So it always just depends on what it is. Now, I will be honest, I thought about recollecting chess sets, and like I said, Eagle Moss got me on that one. But after a while, I was like, no, I don't really want to keep chess sets because I've already got something that I'm collecting. And another good example is Chuck. Chuck, basically, his preference in cars are 164s. He collects 118s. He collects 124s. But his true love are the 164 cars, the really tiny Hot Wheels cars. Those are what he loves. So it's one of those cases where, and that's why I was curious about Red, because like I said, I know Red collects Star Trek figures. Red, of course, Red actually collects everything I send him as a prize, but that's beside the point. So that's why we were kind of talking about, what do you like to collect? What is your thing? You know, that was funny. So today has gone from me griping about people that are like, well, we actually started on the hobbies and then we went to the other things and then came back to the hobbies. Because I think the hobbies are more fun to talk. I think the hobbies are much more fun to talk about. Yeah, we could have talked about Remembrance Day. It's like, no, Nerdy did a good job with that yesterday. See, I'm with you. I think 124 are the better ones, but then again, you're giving up space. I think 124s are better one. Now, here's the thing with you, Allie. I will be honest, being as you're a train guy and you're an OO scale, I really thought you would be more into the 150s. Because I think LO scale is 150. You collected art and trading cards from Ill Will. So, of all the art and trading cards Ill Will's ever done, Spot, how much of that, percentage-wise, do you think you did?
For $25,000, what does it say?
It's now or never.
How much of Ill Will's stuff do you think you collected? Is it like, oh, I only got like 10% of their stuff? I got 50% of their stuff. Like I said, and again, I use the Eagle Moss set. I'm like 18 to 20 something figures short of the entire set. So I've got like 85% of what Eagle Moss made for their Marvel and DC collections. Well, that's because, well, see, that's the actual HOs. You can use 164s, but officially, trains are, the OO scales are 150, 148s, I think. Yeah, that's right. Trains are 148, so you'd have to find 148 cars. No, that's not right either. I'm going the wrong way. I went the wrong way. I did go the wrong way. 172 are train sets. I don't know why it just took me a minute for that to click. So it's like, I figured that's what you would be into. And yes, they are harder to find because they're made specifically for train sets. You have about half the comic book. All right, that's a good start. All the DVDs. All right, now let me ask you this. All right, do you consider knockoffs part of a collection? Okay. I don't have any out, but yeah, Hot Wheels are actually too big for train sets. You have to do a 172. I did the same thing. It's like that's all I had were Hot Wheels cars, so that's what I used, and it looks good, but the 172s look better. All right, so you got re-release because that was going to be my next question. And I will give you an example of a gentleman here in St. Louis. There's a gentleman in St. Louis that goes to our Toy Man show. He is a huge He-Man fan. Okay, and I'll explain this whole thing here in a second. All right, he has somewhere around, and I don't know if you guys remember the character Buzz Off. He has somewhere around 100 Buzz Off characters because he actually buys the knockoff versions, the flawed versions, the perfect versions, the ones that are made internationally. So he's got somewhere, like I said, I want to say he's got around 70 Buzz-Offs for his He-Man collection. That's all he will buy are He-Man items. Well, he'll buy the occasional off item, but that's his primary purchase. And I'm like, how can you tell the difference? And he's like, you just learn how to identify them. All right, Allie, have yourself a good one, my friend. It looks like we're probably going to be wrapping up early tonight, or wrapping up here shortly as well, because we just can't get enough people to do jackpot tonight. But we're having fun talking hobbies and collections and what you collect. So there's your next question. Is okay, I'm buying all of these. Now there are knockoffs. Now here's where I'll give you a perfect example. I don't know how many of you guys know on YouTube or in wrestling Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. All right? But they have their own little web show called Figure It Out. And they will go out to, whenever they go into a city, they'll go into a store, and they'll go looking for figures they don't have. They'll just look for figures they don't have. And one of my all-time favorite episodes was they went to this shop up in New York, and Zach had never been in there before. Kurt had. And they're doing the shopping, and Kurt goes, I got a surprise for you. And they go down into this, like, secret area. And the dealer will only take you in that area if you know about it. And they're in there, and he finds something he likes, and he looks up, and he sees one called Star Toys. And he is in heaven. Zach is in heaven. Zach is a major wrestling figure collector. And I honestly would love to see his entire collection. But there was a set of figures. There were only, I think, six to eight characters made of what's known as Star Toys. And these are 12-inch wrestling figures. Never checklisted. Nobody knows if they were ever officially licensed. Nobody knows anything about them, but they're out there. And he literally bought one because it's like, Star Toys. I'm getting this. It's a knockoff. I don't care. I'm buying it. So, certain collections are easy. Certain collections are real easy because you know there are no knockoffs of. It's basically Hot Wheels cars. There's Hot Wheels cars. There are no number 195 in of whatever set here, here, and here. Whereas if I were to go looking for a Trivial Pursuit game, I would say the odds are I'm not going to have to worry about knockoff sets. Or if it was Alley and his Monopoly game, wouldn't have to worry about a knockoff set. But you get into the figures, and then you're like, okay, well, I need the figures, this figure, and the knockoff that was made of this figure, and so on and so forth. No, you have to remember, Johnny Rockets is its own brand. They didn't take a Hot Wheels car and try to duplicate it and name it their own. There is a Johnny Rockets brand of 1/64 cars. Whereas, like I said, back in the day, when you had, particularly in the 80s, Transformers. There were a ton of knockoffs of Transformers because Japan wouldn't give up the license, and some company said, I'm going to make one. You're missing one card. Oh, dude, Spot, give it to me. I want the game. I don't care if it's complete or not. It's a trivia game. I want it. um, anyway, where was I? But, and this is an example of why you won't see McFarlane knockoffs. You know what they do with McFarlane things when they finish them? Typically, they destroy the cast. Because there was a guy at the Toy Man show. He actually had 4 molds that was used to make McFarlane figures. And normally those are destroyed when the run is done. McFarlane's like, yep, finished it, destroyed it, start brand new. That's why you will never see a McFarlane knockoff. That's why you will probably never see a Marvel Select knockoff. Companies got smart and they said, we're not taking a chance. Whereas back in the day, they took these little plastic shells, and this is how they would make them. They'd fill the molds in and all that. And when they were done with ever how many they did, they just threw away the mold. And somebody would get their hands on it and make off with it. And I'll give you an example. Nerdy loves his bird figures. Are they the Legionnaires? That is one of those I could see Nerdy going out of his way to complete a set for. Whereas, and Nerdy has admitted it himself, you have the Build-A-Figures. He doesn't want figure number 5 because it's like another Captain America. He just wants to build a figure piece. Whereas if it were me, and I think my best example is my Ghostbusters set, I want all the key figures and the Build-A-Figure piece. I have the four Ghostbusters somewhere laying over there. They're actually like laying down on the ground. and I got the Ghostbusters sign. If I could have only gotten 3 of them to do the Ghostbusters sign, would not have bought the set. Would not have done it. It's like, I don't need, or let's say I didn't like the Ray stance in the set. If I think one of them is really horrible, I'm not even worried about the Build-A-Figure. The set is worthless to me. Now, I know that some people, that sounds strange. It's like, you don't want the Build-A-Figure? It's like, yeah, I want a Juggernaut Build-A-Figure. But I'm not paying for something I don't want. I don't want Copperhead. And you have to have Copperhead to get the Build-A-Figure piece. That's why, and I know Nerdy has ranted about the fact that companies would like run a lot of all but one, and then they make you pay out the wazoo for the one. It's a reason I will never go out of my way to buy a Build-A-Figure set. I just won't do it. Might be why you didn't get sectors, the jaws on some of those mounts. Wait, might be why you didn't get sectors, the jaws on some of those mounts were never able to stay. Oh, you mean as a line of figures? It might have been. I don't know. I don't remember sectors though. I don't remember sectors off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of another good example. Oh, I'll give you a good example. Like I said, I don't collect comic books. There's just too many. The action figures all rode giant. Oh, I remember those. Okay, I know what you're talking about. The action figures that all rode the giant bugs. Yes, I do remember those. That's why you could. That's probably why you could probably never find a full set of sectars. Is that what they were called? Were sectars? Insect. I thought they were sect warriors. I may be wrong on that. See, now I can come up with another good example. That's one reason I almost never buy anything Voltron. I will almost never buy anything Voltron because I know I'm not going to get there we go. I'm not going to find all the pieces. It's sort of like the holy grail to me of collectors right now is the USS flag. I still think that's the holy grail. Exactly. So if you were a Voltron collector, you probably wanted Go Lion to go with it. Nobody will buy a USS flag that doesn't have all the parts. It's never going to happen. And I have seen 2 in my lifetime. I have seen 2 USS flags in my entire lifetime or in my entire adult lifetime. And it was like I want this, but it's missing a part. See, that's a good example though, Spot. All right. If you got Go Lion, it's almost saying you bought the knockoff for Voltron. I need the Voltron to go with it. I remember Go Lion. I really do. But that's one of those where, yep, got the Go Lion piece. I definitely need the original to go with it, though. The non-knockoff version. I'm trying to think if there's anything, and like I said, my big one right now is I still buy hockey pucks if they're ECHL hockey pucks. The only hockey pucks I will go out of my way to buy for myself. Al Diggy actually had sent me an AHL one. And I'm like, okay, do I turn my attention to AHL hockey pucks? I'm like, no, because there's still more ECHL ones I need. I don't remember. Were you here when we actually gave away the Voltron figure? I don't think you were here, Spock. I think it either went to Red or Sari. Or maybe KTG. Or Kimberly. They actually got the 5 Voltron pieces in the boxes. Bubbles had bought them. Because she wanted them at the time. And then after a while, she just didn't want it anymore. So we literally put all 5 of them back in their boxes and gave them away. We literally put all 5 back and gave them away at one point. Back when I really didn't know what I was doing with the show, because we just jumped over to Twitch. And it was a case of I did not have a feel for my small collection. So I was offering people tokens rather than small prizes. And this was back when people were a little more, and I don't want to use the word greedy, but they were more in it for themselves and their prizes. More so than the show, more so than the fun. It was like, I don't care, I just want free stuff. And yes, we can admit there was a time when that was happening. And it was a time when I was like at my lowest in doing the show. Because nobody really cared about the show. They just wanted the prizes. That's why when we don't do a full show and we don't give away a large prize, I'm disappointed. But it's like, all right, next show. It's one of those cases of at some point people will want to be here for the show to have fun and to win stuff. And the key is the and. Like I said, because if it weren't for Red, if it weren't for Nerdy, if it wasn't for Fallen, if it weren't for Bros, if it weren't for people that kept coming back, would I have been able to keep this up? No. But because of them, I hung around and I met great people like Jess and Chuck and Supermarket and Spock and Trance and Fatality and so on and so forth. Like I said, and that gets back into the streaming bit of the show. And like I said, that's why I get mad when people come in and they just troll. But I don't throw them out just in case I can get lucky and turn them into a fan of the show. That's what I always hope for. That's what I aim for. That's why you will never see me, pretty much, for the most part, ban anybody off of the show unless it's just 2 or 3 episodes in and it's the same thing. Hey, Waxy, how you doing today? We are getting ready to wrap things up. It's just one of those slow nights tonight. It was one of those slow nights where we just couldn't get too many people in after the list. And even with the list, there weren't actually a lot of people on. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up tonight. We've been talking about our hobbies, our collections, what we collected. And Spot got 100 and something whammies out of it tonight. 110 actually, I think, right, Spot? Because I gave you 10 for the repeat and 100 for Alka-Seltzer. So yeah, guys, with that, we are going to wrap things up because I gotta get something to eat, get ready for bed, go to work tomorrow, go bowling, and I got boxes of prizes to package up. So that is my goal after we sign off. So, as we always say around here at closing time, I want to thank each and every one of you. We've been doing this for 4 years. Hopefully, the old age won't get to me, and we'll do this another 4, and a 4 after that, and a 4 after that. Yep, and used all 100 tonight, too. No, actually, I think you used 50 before. Well, true. Maybe you did use them all. But yeah, we're going to be back. So like I said, I'm going to start getting some prize packages boxed up and ready to get shipped out tonight. And then hopefully I'll get a couple out tomorrow and then most of the rest on Saturday. That's what I'm hoping. No promises, but I'm going to try. And then we will be right back here on Saturday with a brand new episode. Brand new game. Hopefully we'll get enough people over here to play brand new game. And the list, the game shows, the prizes, the fun, and so on and so forth. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say to close show up tonight, you can always exercise your body. I'm with you 100%. But if there's one muscle that needs the exercise, and that's what we want you to do around here, it's the little gray cells. Because without these, the rest of them aren't going to do you any good. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wish you guys a very good night, and we will see you right back here on Saturday. So until then, folks, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you